Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Y'all already know what it is. I hate long introductions, so let's just go ahead and get into the reading. Okay, so somebody is going to get a little bit of insight. They're going to get a little insight in after taking a break. And it has to deal with this huge betrayal. And to me, the Three of Pentacles, I'm feeling like this is about a societal role, like how society is going. You see, in society, we have the teachers, we have the students, and we have those we admire, right? Those who are going to be the face of things. It seems like somebody is very upset about how this is going. Somebody is rethinking the world structure, what we've been taught. Like, we're taught that, you know, you're gonna, we're in school, we're taught that you gotta go to college, you gotta make your money, and when you gotta go to college, get your education, and when you get out of college, you know, you might have a little bit of debt, you might have some debt, but you're gonna go to work, and from work you're gonna be able to pay off your debt, you're gonna be able to live a decent life, and that is not how the world has turned out. In fact, they tell you that if you just keep fighting, you'll be there. It's almost at the end, but the end never comes. The Nine of Wands is about, you know, you're almost at the end of this tough battle. You're at the very end. It's almost over, but the end never fucking comes. It's just a constant cycle of working yourself to death. This collective is going to understand that we need to get out of this mentality that everything is fine. That if we just keep playing by the rules, if we just keep playing by the book, if we just keep our mentality, the Swords cards, if we keep our mental the same, if we think with our mental, that is going to save us, because it is not going to save us as a collective. We need to get angry. We need to have passion, and this is justice and righteous passion. You need to understand that just thinking about something and just being angry about something, and usually look at this person, what do they have in their hands? On their phone. Just being angry about something on your phone isn't going to do anything. You need to get passionate, and you need to get out there in the fields. And out there in the fields doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be creating war, but you need to be creating networks of people who are willing to go to war. This is the only way that we're going to get the stability that we deserve. This is the only way that we're going to be able to show up for the society that we have. This is the only way that we're going to have peace. You cannot keep letting a group of people who are unjust continue to do unjust things. Who are unjust to continue to do unjust things and think that it won't affect you at some point. We need to be working together, partnering up with others who actually have love and empathy and kindness and caring for other people. But you have to remember that empathy should not be used in a foolish way. You should not have more empathy for someone than you have self-preservation. You should not have more empathy for someone than you have self-preservation. This is a card of self-preservation, of someone being able to still do the things on their own, still have their hobbies, still have their companions. And I say companions because of a little bird on the top of their head, you see? And still be able to make money. You want to have a happy balance of that, where you have a companionship, where you have love and empathy for others, but you do not do it at the expense of yourself. Because it is a foolish move. It is foolish to have more empathy for others. And when I say empathy, that means if someone is doing something terrible to you, and you're saying, oh, well, I love them. So some of y'all might be in a relationship with someone who's just a terrible person, but you have more empathy because you're like, oh, that person went through a sad situation. You're being foolish. You're excusing their behavior. And this is what a lot of people do to people who are tyrants. You admire these tyrants. You admire these people who are just bad people. And you're being foolish in this endeavor because you think that you're being empathetic, but you're just being an enabler. You watch these people haul other people off, and you don't say anything. You let people do bad things in your presence, and you call it empathy, and you're just being an enabler. You're being foolish. And this foolishness is going to set all of us back. And it's because these people have the King of Wands energy in the reverse. Again, I say tyrant energy. These people are mean. These people don't care about others. They are explosive. They are angry. They want to hurt people. They want to put their hands on people. It's why they join certain employments, professions. These are the people that are lining up to join certain things so that they can hurt and harm people. I remember one time in my life, I was talking to this woman who was a Marine, and she told me she wanted to be a cop. And I asked her, why do you want to be a cop? She said, I want to help people. I said, there's so many different fields where you can go in, where you can help people. This woman had a very abusive background. Very abusive background. And if you know anything about people who are going into abusive backgrounds and people who Marines, you know the type of time they on when they say they want to be cops. So I had to investigate. I asked her again, why do you want to do that? I pressed her to the point where she exploded on me. Because I wanted to know. I was like, there's so many other ways to be. There's so many other things you can do to actually help people. Why would you want to go into a field where people are constantly killing people and getting away with it? That doesn't make sense. And you know why she wanted to do it. Because she has the King of Wands energy. Somebody who has been hurt in their past, who had a bad childhood, and they want to enact that same harm on other people. They want other people to feel vulnerable. They want other people to feel under their boot, under their strength. They value domination and control over everything. And it would be foolish to protect these people. And that is exactly what a lot of you guys are doing. And not saying everybody, but some of y'all are protecting the people that you consider loved ones. Well, I'll tell you one thing. They don't consider you a loved one. They consider you one of their subjects. So some of you out here are actually fighting the intellect that you're getting. Some of you are coming across this spark of information. It's like you hear it from people, but you don't respect the messenger. And I get it, because you think these people are young and they can't tell you what to do. But you need to stop fighting this information. You need to come, and some of you guys are going to come out of this energy of fighting it because you know it's true. It's time to no longer accept things that others give you that isn't worthy or valuable. You're accepting love from somebody who doesn't really care about you. And it's hard for you to fight a system when you're in denial about your own relationship. Stop accepting it. It's time for you to stop accepting it. And this is the card of you keep accepting it. You keep being okay with it. And you shouldn't be. You're in these situations where you're not getting any equal give and take. We're under a system, under a government where you're working your life away. They're taking away the stuff that you paid your taxes for. They're taking away your taxes. And you're supposed to benefit from it in the end. And they're saying, sorry, we can't help you because they're stealing it. You're not getting an equal give and take in this situation, and you need to let it go. You need to let it go. People are starting to realize that this world that we thought we were going to have, and people are going to be healing, that we can make it. We can make it. It can happen for us, but we have to heal. We have to heal from all the toxic things. You see how when this heart is stabbed, there's a bunch of toxicity coming out of it? We have put our hearts in places without questioning it, without questioning the toxic that's inside of that heart that someone's giving you, that idea that someone's giving you, that love that someone's giving you. Is it going to be painful? Yes. But we need to heal from this. We need to see what's true. What is true? Not what we want to see, but what is actually there. And that's going to help us heal. But seeing is the only part of the solution. Not only do you have to see it and feel it and move through it, you have to realize that you have the power to do something different. Instead of experiencing this same thing over and over and over and over again, where you're just taking beating after beating and there's no relief, you have to understand that you have the power to get out of that situation, you and others, and you have to move towards that power. And again, a part of this is stop pretending like everything is fine. And you're pretending like everything is fine, and we're having these battles with people who want to fight just to fight. They don't really get, and the thing about it is that people are at home with these people. You're in comfort with these people. These people who say they love you, but they want to fight you. They want to dominate you. They want to win at all costs. You have to remember that this is not okay. What kind of person is this person that the only thing that they really value is dominating you, even though you're just trying to help them? Even though what you really wanted was best, and you're over here crying about something because it was valuable to you. But what's valuable to them is domination and control. That is the value that they have. They value domination and control. Just like that story I was telling you about with that woman who was a Marine and she wanted to be a cop. She didn't want to help people. She wanted to dominate and control people. That is where the value lies. You have to be very careful with people like this. You have to be very, very careful with people like that, because guess what? You have to realize that everything is not fine. That type of behavior is not fine. Does that mean you need to go to this person and scream it in their face that they're a terrible person? No. Don't be foolish. You don't want to antagonize these type of people. You need to plan. That's what you need to do. And you need to get other people on board with that planning. It's time for us to make a decision as a collective and move forward, to get some passion and some energy and some action behind how we feel. It's time for us to make a decision. Do you want to sit and be overthrown by evil people and be under their thumb? Because that's what's going to happen. We are going to be under the thumbs of people who care nothing about humanity. And if this is your brother, if this is your cousin, if this is your sister, if this is your mother, this is your daughter, your son, you need to wake up. Wake up. Because them being blood is not going to stop what's coming. You caring about them is not going to stop what's coming. You need to be real about who people are. You need to be discerning. You have to come to the realization that we are amongst monsters. We are amongst people who want to harm others. And if you sit back and let it happen, you are no better. You are no better. We have to do something different. A lot of us have lost our passion because things are moving so slow. But we have to keep the hope. If we want the stability in the end, if we want for stability for all of us, for everyone, not just some, for everyone, if we want stability for everyone, we have to keep the hope alive. Our hope has died because we don't have a, God, what is it called? Delayed gratification. We don't have delayed gratification anymore. You have to delay your gratification. You have to work tirelessly for a better future for others. Look, right now you're working tirelessly in a job that pays you nothing. You might as well work tirelessly to actually have some fucking good conclusion at the end of it. You know, if you keep working at this job that's only paying you minimum wage, you know what the answer is going to be. You know what that life is, because you know what? You've lived through it for how long? They keep paying you not a livable wage. Maybe it's not minimum wage. It's not a livable wage. And they keep doing it. They keep doing it. You know what's at the end of that tunnel. This new path that we all need to be on, where we have to delay our gratification to get what we need, to get the stability, that's what we need to be doing. You need to be building networks. You need to be talking to other people. You need to be moving with people who want the same damn thing that you want at the end, and that is freedom and love and compassion and empathy for everybody, in a stable environment for everybody. Stop arguing with these people. They have nothing to give. You cannot reason with people who didn't come to their conclusions through reasoning. You cannot reason with them. You cannot empathize with them. They have no empathy to give. They have none. They have none. You have to start walking away from these situations. You walk away strategically. You move away strategically. You have your plans to protect your vulnerable. You get a plan together to protect the vulnerable. You are the leader here. You are the person here. Do you need to go toe-to-toe with somebody who can shoot you? No, you don't. But you need to get your people together. Make a plan. Because that one person who you thought you was going to go toe-to-toe with, if you have 20 other people who can go toe-to-toe with them, you think they're going to do it? No, they're fucking not. Get your plan together. It is time for us to stand on business. We don't have to do it publicly. We don't have to do it out loud. We don't have to do it in a way that's going to bring attention to us. But you can still do it. We are the emperor. We can change our reality. We can change things, but you actually have to do something about it. You have to do something about it. And unfortunately, a lot of people are just impatient. You don't have delayed gratification. You don't have patience, and you need it. You need it. You need to think this way, that if I'm going to put in work, and maybe I won't be able to see the future that I want, but the people I know and I love who are left on this planet Earth when I'm gone will be able to have it because I'm going to work towards it. You need to have delayed gratification. I think it's so funny because these people that want to fight for no reason, these really brutal, like, I can't stand these type of people. They have no empathy. They're not sorry. They're not even sorry that they're doing this. They have no morals. They just want to dominate. They just want to win at all costs. And it's time for us to stop crying about these situations and start putting a plan of action in motion. If you can get this message out to other people, maybe it might be slow, but it's something. It's something. And it's going to force you to get out of this mental state and get in the passion state. It might take some time for other people to catch on, but it's going to happen. These people are, oh my God, and it keeps landing on this pile where this person is fighting just to fight because they want to dominate and they want to win. This Seven of Swords cards, they're sneaky people. They're sneaky people, and you have to be either just as sneaky as them or more sneaky than them. You are guaranteed the same life that you have if you keep doing the same old stuff, or a worse life, or a worse life, or a worse life, because that is how the clock is ticking. That is how the wheel is turning. You are guaranteed that. So doing something different would be better. And a lot of you are afraid. You're afraid that you're going to have, if you move away, you're not going to have stability. If you stay, you won't have stability. Either way, you won't have stability. So you might as well move towards a way where if you're going to be unstable, it'll be for a short amount of time, not an indefinite amount of time. You know what's going to happen when people who are terrible people get in control of everything. You know what's going to happen. The people who don't care about people, people who want to hurt and harm and dominate people, people who do bad things to children, you know what's going to happen. It is time for you to say no more. It's time for you to start thinking with your head and stop being afraid to speak up, or stop being afraid to make your mind up about a situation where children are being harmed, where children are being left in cages, when children are being kidnapped from their parents and separated. You need to stop being a coward. Stop listening to the lies that are being told to you. For what? Ego and pride? You'll know who's in the wrong when you look at where they are. Who has the power and who does not. That is the best way to figure out who is being manipulative. Who has the power and who doesn't. Who has the power and who doesn't. It is time to walk away from the things that we thought we would have. Because guess what? That future is not there anymore. We have a brand new future. And guess what? If we don't take control of it, it's going to be a sad and dim and dull and desperate future. Stop crying about the things that we don't have anymore. It's over. The reality that we thought we were going to have is non-existent unless we do something about it. You won't have the future that you want. Guess what? You can try to run from it all you want, but it'll follow you. A lot of you don't listen to the people who know things. There are people out there who already have the information. They have the technology. They have the education. They have the foresight. And you don't listen to these people. You don't listen. And that is the problem. A lot of people are not listening to those who are telling the truth. because they see the patterns, because they can put the patterns together, and you're not even listening to yourself. That's a sad thing about it. You know deep down that these people are wrong. You know deep down that doing nothing will ultimately be your demise. And yet, whether it's this romantic relationship or a society, you still do nothing. Nothing is an option. You can do nothing. And you will suffer in that option. You will suffer in that option. And guess what? The people who are in your care, like your children, the people who are in your care, or the non-humans that are in your care, like your dog or your cat or any other person that you fucking love, also will suffer. They will also suffer. And it's not a just you thing. This is not a, oh, it's your fault. Hell no, it's not just your fault. It's not even your fault at all, but you have to do something about it. Something must be done. Stop giving. We're too busy giving and trying to be kind and to people who don't deserve it. It is time to hold on to things. Be quiet too. Be quiet. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. Whoever you're trying to convince to have empathy, it's time to shut your fucking mouth. Stop talking to them. Stop begging and pleading for them to have empathy when there is none. You're going to have to stop giving in that way. You keep giving and giving and giving in a situation because this is about holding on. So you're not holding on. You need to bite your tongue. Stop talking to this person because they're going to see you as an enemy if you keep talking. Shut up. It's time to take on the Queen of Wands energy. It's time to start planning. It's time to get people together. It's time to sit in your power and do something because the wands are about action. The wands are about action. The wands don't sit there. Fire signs will beat you the fuck up. They don't even have to do too much talking, for real. They will beat you the fuck up. And it's time for you to get in active mode. Get in that active mode. Stop talking so much. You're talking too much. Things are coming to an end. Things are coming to an end. And if we want to avoid a tower moment, we need to stop being cowards about it. You want to avoid it, stop being a coward. But justice is coming in. Justice is coming in. The end is coming soon. It really is. And I don't mean the end of the world, but it's the end of the world as we know it. As we fucking know it. Things are coming to a close. It's coming to a conclusion. Do you want the conclusion to be where we are right now? Where the most vulnerable of us are dying off? Where the most vulnerable of us have no protection? You claim to love kids. Well, here's your chance to show it. Here's your chance to show it. You dig deep enough and you're going to see who's doing the bad things to these children. You dig deep enough and you're going to see it. Stop being afraid. You need to start planting these seeds. You might be out in the cold for a little bit, but guess what? That's okay. Maybe you're not invited to the club again, like I've said before, because you don't do what? You don't do coke. Maybe you're not invited, and that's okay. Maybe you're not invited to the club because you're not okay with PDF files, and that's okay. You might be out for a little bit, but if you keep walking, you're going to have other people who are companions with you, and they're going to want the best for everybody, not just some. You'll have the happiness, but it's time to start planting your seeds. And when I say planting your seeds, that means being strategic, talking to others. And maybe this means actually planting seeds. Planting seeds of trees and things that are going to bear fruit for other people, because we're coming up to a time where the elite are the only ones who are going to be in control of food. If this is your hobby, if you know how to plant, if you know how to grow things, teach other people, show other people, plant places where other people can find and they can garden and get food for themselves. We all have a mission in this world. We really do. I 100% believe if we do not stop what's happening, the most vulnerable of us is going to be gone. It starts with the kids. They are already indoctrinating our kids to not care about others, to have less empathy, to not even care about racism or things that actually hurt people. They don't care anymore. So it's time for us to invest in our children again. What are you teaching them? What are they being taught at school? Do you even know? Do you know what they're being taught? Do you engage with children? Do you have conversations with them? Because they could bring stability for us. We could have this. We could have the Ten of Pentacles, where it's not just people who are related. If you notice, everybody in this picture looks different. If you notice. So it's not just about me and mine. This is a community card. This is about the community. Get together with other people. Care. It's time to preach how to care about other people. Not just my blood. Not just the people who look like me, but the collective. And that is going to bring us happiness. That is going to bring us joy. It's time to do something. But a lot of y'all don't understand being strategic and planning. Our house is going to fall. We're not going to have this. We're not going to have the stability that we want. Some of y'all are too focused on romance. Some of y'all are too focused on a relationship that's not even good for you in the first place, with somebody who's domineering and abusive. Or borderline abusive. I think it's just abusive. But you can say borderline if you want to save your feelings. But yeah, some of y'all are too focused on something that you don't need to be focusing on, because we have bigger things to do in this world. And if you can't address that, how are you going to address the bigger things in the world? No, you don't need to stand toe-to-toe with this person, but you do need to strategically plan and walk your ass away. That's what you need to do, because you're not planning. You want to distract yourself with the phone. You want to doom scroll. You want to watch The Sims. You want to play The Sims. You want to do stuff that's not conducive to the world, to what you really need to be doing. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad at y'all. I'm mad at the situation that we're all in. Things are going to turn, but it's when we make a judgment. Things are going to turn for us, but it's when we actually make a judgment. A lot of y'all think making a judgment or judging somebody is wrong. It's not. If I see you there walking down the street with blood on your knife and you walking towards me, making a judgment is a fucking good-ass fucking decision. Somebody out here doing bad things, and multiple people have said this person has done a bad thing. You need to make a judgment. You need to make a judgment on that person to save you and the other people around you. Not making a judgment in a situation where it's fucking obvious is stupid. And that's the only way we're going to actually change things, is if we actually make the judgment. Be judgmental in this situation. Be judgmental and do what's right for you and the rest of the community. All this being moral and all this godliness, fuck that shit. Out the fucking window. Out of there. Get that shit out of there, because that's not going to save you. You're going to moral yourself to death. And you're going to moral yourself and other people to death. It's not about morals anymore, because these people have none. They have none. What do you want to do? You're going to sit there and lay down and be beat to death? I'm not in the game to get my ass beat. So neither should you. Make a judgment. Be brave. And I'm not saying that you need to go toe-to-toe with people, but I'm saying that you need to open your eyes to what's actually happening and to the people who we are among. Be honest with yourself. Do these people care about others? Are they empathetic? Do they just want power and control and domination? Be honest. You need to make a judgment. I know a lot of y'all have been taught that only God can judge, but that's stupid. God is not the only one who can judge. You do it every fucking day. Except you judge somebody on their clothes, what they look like, what they sound like, what their hair look like. We all judge. But you need to start making judgments in the right decision. When you see someone who's dangerous and harmful to the community, you need to make a judgment. And when you see someone let someone like that get away, you need to ask yourself, why does that person let them get away, and make a judgment on them. It is bigger than you think. And it's something that we need to actually come together and talk about. You need to find other people who are going to understand the same things that you understand right now through this video. Make a judgment. Be brave. Is there anything else that needs to be said to the collective? Anything else? I'm about to close it out. I'm not mad at the collective, but I'm just mad at the situation. Anything else? It's going to hit you. It's going to hit you that there are a lot of secrets. And it's going to hit you that this is not something that most people want to be aware of. And the thing about it is that the moon is here. It's lighting the path. It doesn't have to be a secret. It doesn't have to be. You just have to look. You just have to look and look at the moon. Look at the darkness. Everybody's too busy being afraid to look at the darkness. We already live in that world that you're scared to live in. We already live there. you might as well look at it and do something different. This is going to help us move towards a more emotionally stable life for everybody. But it won't happen if you refuse to look at it. It won't happen if you refuse to look at it. A lot of you, this is going to spark that idea in you. You're going to get the idea of what you need to do, because we all have a mission here. And if you're spending so much of your time wrapped up under somebody who don't give a fuck about you, it's time to move on. It's time to move on, babes. It's time to find people who are in alignment with you and who want the better for everybody. Not just some, not just you and yours, but everybody. I'm going to go ahead and end it here. I hope you all have a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good night. And I will see you in the next reading.